In 1979, chaos, when the FAA grounds every DC-10 in America.
You can imagine if one of your real workhorse airplanes is grounded. It's a terrible situation.
The reason?
Look at this.
American Airlines Flight 191.
I'm losing it. All right, come on, come on.
It only got about 300 feet above the ground.
What do you got?
As investigators search for evidence
It's one of the bushing bolts.
in the worst air disaster in U.S. history,
Split right in two.
There's the bolt. This is the fracture point.
they face intense media pressure to identify the cause.
Some very crucial photographs showed the aircraft on its final fatal plunge.
The shocking images may finally explain
We need to see those slants.
why 271 people died seconds after leaving the ground.
Mayday, Mayday.
Any updates on the weather?
Surface wind, 20 degrees at 22 knots. Nothing but blue skies.
On a Friday afternoon, the seasoned crew of American Airlines Flight 191
Rudder set.
makes final preparations for takeoff
Spoilers armed.
from Chicago's O'Hare Airport. Captain Walter Lux was scheduled to have the weekend off, but is covering for a friend.
This crew was a very experienced crew. The captain had approximately 22,000 hours of flying time, of which about 3,000 hours were in the DC-10, so he was a very, very experienced pilot in the aircraft.
The DC-10's three-engine layout makes it one of the most recognizable passenger jets on the runway. They're being flown by almost every major airline.
The DC-10 was a very popular airplane. It was one of the first jumbo jets, so the airlines were able to put twice as many people on board the airplane and only feed 3 engines instead of 4, so it was much more economical for them because they could eliminate a lot of flights and still carry the same number of passengers.
American 191, good afternoon. Taxi into position on runway 32. Right and hold.
American 191, thank you. Taxi and hold, runway 32 right. Flaps and slats to 10.
Takeoff and landing are the most crucial and most difficult and busiest times in the cockpit.
It's the Friday before Memorial Day. There are 258 passengers on board for the flight to Los Angeles. On this flight, a live feed from a video camera mounted in the cockpit allows passengers to watch the takeoff from the cabin. It's a new feature for American Airlines.
It was simply showing the runway and what the pilots were seeing as you took off or as you came in for a landing, so it was just like a movie for the passengers.
American 191, you are clear for takeoff.
American 191, underway. You have control. I have control. Runway clear? Clear. Okay, setting takeoff thrust. Here we go.
Apply takeoff power. You've got 3 engines pushing you down the runway.
Sharing the pilot's view from the cockpit is a thrill for many on board. At 3:04 p.m., the plane is seconds away from lifting off.
V1.
You accelerate to V1, which is the speed beyond which you can no longer abort the takeoff. So you have to keep going. You have to take off no matter what happens.
Rotate.
A few seconds later, you reach rotation speed. This is when the pilot would lift the nose, the front wheel would come off the runway.
There's the turbulence. Not too rough.
Did you see that?
I've lost power to my side.
The captain's instruments suddenly go dead,
Looks like we've lost number one.
and he's lost power from the left engine. But the plane is already airborne.
You have to keep going. You have to climb out. And if there's something wrong with the airplane, even if the problems are critical, your best hope is to keep going, to climb, contact ATC, and come around and land somehow, somewhere.
Look at this. Look at this. Equipment. I need equipment. He blew an engine.
The DC-10 should be able to climb with only 2 engines.
These multi-engine planes are specifically designed to take off with 1 engine out. They're designed to climb out at a brisk rate of speed and to climb to a safe altitude with one of the engines missing.
Pilots are trained to cope with this kind of emergency. First, they need to get as far from the ground as they can.
Altitude is critical. There's a saying that pilots have: the 3 things you need are altitude, airspeed, and an idea.
They put their plane into a steeper climb. Forward speed drops.
If you have room to play with, if you have the altitude, now you can look around and try to figure out what went wrong and try to institute some corrective measures.
American 191 Heavy. You want to come back? And to what runway?
We're banking. Go right, go right.
The plane is banking sharply to the left. It's only 325 feet from the ground.
They were applying full right aileron because the left wing was going down. And by applying full right aileron, what you're doing is trying to lift that wing back up that has gone down.
You might try to turn the ailerons the other way harder. And if that still doesn't work, something's clearly wrong.
I can't hold it.
American 191 Heavy. Do you copy? He's not talking to me.
Losing power from one engine should not be causing the plane to bank. Passengers have a frightening view of the ground below.
What's going on?
The pilots can't get the altitude they need, and they're banking further and further to the left.
Go right, come on, come on. 300 feet, we're losing altitude.
The cockpit camera gives passengers a glimpse of their fate. But they are not the only ones whose lives are in danger. A trailer park just north of the airport is home to thousands of people.
Oh, God.
And the plane is heading straight for it. Witnesses on the ground can clearly see Flight 191 flying on its side.
We're still turning. Level, baby, level. Brace, brace, brace. Brace, brace, brace.
Well, certainly it would be a very, very scary thing. You would certainly know that you were about to die.
We're losing it. Go right, go right, go right.
There he goes.
The DC-10 crashes into an airport hangar at the edge of the airport. The full load of fuel instantly ignites.
DC-10 with 271 souls on board has gone down, northwest of runway 32 right.
It only got about 300 feet above the ground, and it traveled maybe 4,600 feet or so beyond the end of the runway before it crashed into a field.
As soon as we pulled out of the station, we could see the column of smoke. And of course, as we got closer and closer, it was heavier, and you could see how big the site was.
Less than a minute after takeoff, there is almost nothing left of Flight 191.
Everything was smoldering, and I remember seeing pieces of the aircraft that were very recognizable, such as the landing gear, and I remember seeing one of the engines also.
Rescuers find a horrifying scene.
You saw what was recognizable as torsos, body parts. It just brought back the human element, and you realized and thought about the people who were on board.
As they begin assessing the full scope of the disaster, they have very little hope that anyone has survived. American Airlines Flight 191 has crashed just short of the trailer park beside Chicago's O'Hare Airport. The DC-10 has also obliterated a hangar beyond the runway.
There were some distinct odors. Jet fuel, certainly that was the overpowering odor. And then the eerie quiet, I remember.
Once the fire is under control, the search for survivors can begin.
But as you walked the scene, it was pretty obvious pretty quickly that there were no survivors. It was very, very frustrating to realize that no matter what your training was, there was nobody there that you could help.
All 271 people on board are dead. 2 workers inside the hangar have also been killed. It's the worst aviation disaster in US history.
A lot of people saw this happen. Let's see what they can tell us.
The National Transportation Safety Board must now figure out what went wrong on Flight 191.
This is a breaking news special report.
Good evening. An American Airlines DC-10 crashed just after takeoff this afternoon from Chicago's O'Hare International Airport.
This is the kind of accident which unfortunately really grabs the imagination of the public and can do so much to cast a stain on the reputation of an airline, of an aircraft, on air travel in general.
Thousands of people fly aboard DC-10s every day. If there's a flaw in the plane, investigators need to find it before more people are killed.
The stakes were very high for the NTSB to get this investigation right. The airlines wanted the public to understand that this was fundamentally a safe aircraft.
They are eager to hear from the many people who saw the crash, especially those with the best view, controllers in the tower.
Look at this. Look at this.
The controllers reveal that Flight 191's left engine didn't simply fail.
The engine fell off the plane just after they lifted off. It's not a fall.
If you were sitting on the left-hand side of the airplane, what you would have seen was the #1 engine on the left side rotated up and flipped back and disappeared behind you.
Did you see that?
That's the last thing an airline passenger wants to see.
These engines are actually designed to go back up over the wing in case of failure so that they will miss the tail as they go by and not cause damage to the tail section. They will go over the tail.
The engine has landed 760 meters from the end of runway 32 right. The team scours the tarmac for any pieces that came from the plane.
How's the DC-10 lose an engine?
The smallest piece of evidence could be of vital importance.
Never seen anything like this.
That is not supposed to happen. The engineering is supposed to be so robust that that will not occur. So when that happens, you'll have the undivided attention of everybody involved in the investigation, because that's a big deal.
In the entire history of commercial aviation, there have only been a handful of similar incidents. But concerns over the safety of the DC-10 are not new. This is the third major accident for the plane in the last 5 years.
There was a series of fatal accidents that were very high profile in the news, and the name DC-10 kept appearing time and again in headlines, led the public to wonder what was going on with this airplane.
In 1972, American Airlines Flight 96 lost its rear cargo door shortly after takeoff from Detroit. The DC-10 was at almost 12,000 feet when the door blew out, causing an explosive decompression that severed essential control cables. The pilots were able to make a successful emergency landing, saving all on board. 2 years later, the 346 people aboard Turkish Airlines Flight 981 were not so lucky. They all died when their DC-10 crashed into a forest in France after suffering a similar cargo door failure.
Public confidence